Hello everyone, it's your girl JoJo coming to you with a review for Braxton Family Values Season 5, Episode 4. Let's get to it. Okay, you guys, I just want to let y'all know that I was on schedule for this week. I had planned on doing my review on Friday, but when you want other people's time and not your time, it will mess up your schedule completely, and that is what happened to me. See, that's why I'm going to be glad when I'm away from everybody, and the only person's time I got to be on is mine. Oh, the day is coming. The day is coming real soon, y'all. But if y'all can't tell, today I do have the house to myself, or at least for a few hours. So I was able to do the review inside of the house. I don't know if the lighting is any better, but at least I was able to talk to y'all here instead of in my car. It is 100 degrees in South Carolina today. We cannot play those games. But before I continue rambling, let's talk about what's happening in this episode, shall we? This is a fun episode. I had a lot of fun watching this episode. Everything was like really funny to me. It wasn't all the tension that we've been getting the past couple episodes, so that was a huge relief. The episode starts out talking about Tracy. Well, actually, I don't know if it does or not, but I'm going to start out talking about Tracy. Tracy, you guys know, is having her procedure done. And she's nervous about it. She's wondering if she's going to be crazy, how are her hormones going to be now that she's not going to have her uterus. And they are all legitimate worries that I'm sure a lot of women have had before their hysterectomy. And even I, who was years away from menopause, have thought about what it would be like to go through it. So, yeah, definitely reasonable fears that Tracy is having. Her son and her husband are there talking to her in the kitchen, and her son tells her, "Oh, you don't want to be crazy." Well, too late. And I thought that was funny. Those three, I really could see them with their own show, because I think her family has like a lot of dynamic with one another, especially when that son had that baby, y'all. It was just, I could definitely. So her husband tells her, you're going to change, but it's going to be for the better. It's going to be good things. Everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to be good. I like the fact that he encouraged Tracy and let her know that everything was going to be good. A lot of men, when they hear about women getting stuff done to the organs that they like to deal with, a lot of them will make it about them. I appreciated the fact that he eased her mind about that. Now, he is still concerned about the 6 weeks and about him getting some. Tracy tells him, "I don't know, we just gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do my jaw exercise." I was like, "Ooh, Tracy, with your baby sitting right there." Well, he's not a baby because he got a baby, but you know what I mean, y'all. So she is, how now brown cowing, and he telling her they gotta be creative. And the son, at first the son didn't show no reaction, but then after a while the son was just kind of like, "All right, that's enough of that." So Tracy's telling him, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the son is just like nasty. Just nasty. And I was laughing because y'all don't know men. Okay? I don't care how grown they get. Especially if you're dealing with a mama's boy. I done been with enough mama's boys to know. Trust me. They do not like hearing about their mama having any type of sex. Okay? To them, their mama is a virgin. They were birthed by immaculate conception. Okay, that's how they got here. They mama ain't never had sex with nobody, including their daddy. They mama don't give head. They mama don't do none of that. Okay, their mama is pure and virginal. They do not like to think about their mamas having any type, none of that. Go ahead. Tracy goes into surgery, and Mama Evelyn is there. Her husband is there. Michael is there. The daddy was there. I was glad to see the two of them. And her mother-in-law was there. And I thought that was really, really good. It says a lot for your mother-in-law to come to your surgery and be there to support you and be there to support her son. So I thought that was awesome. While they're there, the surgery took a little longer than they thought. So the doctor comes and she's showing the scarring that Tracy had around her uterus. I thought that was like, ooh. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could show it to people. Now, she didn't mention what that scarring meant, but I just thought it was weird that she felt like she, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want people seeing pictures of the scars on my uterus. But anyway, y'all, they looking at the different stuff on the uterus, and he was just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Then they go in and see Tracy. She's highly medicated. She got on some sunglasses, y'all. I understood that too. Okay, listen. I don't want nobody to catch me slipping, especially a camera. That's why I always have my glasses on when I do these reviews, you guys. I do not like my eyes. My eyes have a lot going on, some allergies. I got these bumps that I have to get removed with a laser, and it is a very expensive process. I don't even know if I'm going to get it done or not. But yeah, I just try to keep my glasses on. Very rarely are you going to catch me with them off. I don't know. I mean, call it vanity, but you know, it's just how I'm comfortable. So after they go in and talk to her, Evelyn and her husband, Tawanda shows up, and Tracy is really happy to see Tawanda. Tawanda tells us the other sisters couldn't be here, but she really wanted Tracy to have somebody to wake up to as far as her sisters when she came out of surgery. So I thought that was really good. I love how these girls support each other. That's one thing about like having your big families, having that sisterhood. I just like the bonds that are created, and you know, you being there for each other. I thought it was really good. So Tawanda comes in, she calls Tamar FaceTiming and talking about her shaves, and it was just a cute little scene, y'all. Okay, y'all, Tamar. So Tamar is going in to have her last doctor's appointment, well, hopefully her last, to get cleared, to be able to work, to be able to travel, to do all the things that she needs to do after having her incident and passing out and getting really sick. You guys know she had to get 2 ribs removed that were laying on a vein that was causing her to have blood clots. So now she's going to the doctor to get everything cleared up. She has enlisted the help of her sister, Tawanda. Tawanda was all over this episode today, y'all. She has enlisted the help of Tawanda to take her to the doctor. And while she's in the car with Tawanda, you guys know from season 1, we all know that Tawanda has always known everybody's business, everybody's secret, what's going on with everybody. And Tamar knows that, so she's going to pump Tawanda for information while they're in the car. So she's sitting there, and she was like, so what's going on? What's happening with Trina and old dude? Okay, how things going with him? And by old dude, she means Jace or Jason, I don't know. Trina boyfriend, y'all. Tawanda says, oh, nothing. Everything's fine. Y'all. Now, Tawanda, I've said in the last review, I believe that we are a lot alike. When we are both Virgos, y'all I know y'all don't want me to get started on my zodiac compatibility, but I'm just saying, I see a lot in Tawanda that reminds me of myself, okay? When she said everything is fine, I'm just like that, okay? I will put on the poker face, kind of. I will try anyway, but I don't have a very good one. So that's why a lot of times people know that I'm holding back something, and Tawanda was doing that same thing. I'm one of them people, if you don't ask me for my opinion, then I probably won't give my opinion unless I really, really need to do it, and I'm just going to give you a padded answer. Everything is fine, okay? And that's exactly what Tawanda did. So Tamar knows she's full of it, and she's just like, no, you got something to say. You tell me. You need to tell me. You need to tell me, Tawanda. Why won't you just effing say it? Just effing your mama tell you. Okay, she told y'all to cut that out with all that nasty cursing. So mess around and get a butt whooping. You ain't going to be satisfied till Miss Evelyn slapped the piss out of you. Now, she done told you one time. So Tawanda finally tells Tamar all these teas, y'all. She finally tells Tamar, look, I don't really care for him, okay? I thought he was just going to be like a rebound thing. I didn't think they were turning this into a relationship. I think he's manipulative. I think he's a liar. He's like the talented Mr. Ripley. So Tony calls, and they don't even get 10 seconds into the conversation, and Tamar already telling that Tawanda told her that she don't like Trina's boyfriend, and Tony agrees. I don't like her boyfriend either. I think he's sneaky. I don't really care for him. I couldn't really hear what Tony was saying because Tawanda was distracting me so much with her I told you so, I told you, I told you, her I told you so dance. I couldn't even focus on what Tony was saying. But did she say something about him wanting to be famous or wanting to, because she was famous? Like, I felt like I heard something about the word famous. I could have heard wrong, y'all let me know. But that doggone Tamar knows she can't hold water, okay? I just told you what was going on, and she go tell Tawanda, well, you didn't tell me it was a secret. I didn't tell you because I didn't think I had to, Tamar. Yo, don't tell me. You know what? That's why you don't know nothing. And we could tell Tamar don't know nothing because right after she get off the phone with Tony and hangs up on her, y'all, okay? We don't even know what Tony wanted for real. Tony started talking. She was like, okay, girl, bye, click. I guess she only want gossip today. She gonna tell Tawanda, so how's everything going with Tracy? And she said she's good. She's getting her procedure done. Everything is good. And Tamar said, okay, and what else? I was just like, Tamar, girl, Now listen, are you one of them family members that I can't stand? I hate friends like this too. They don't never want to call or text or email nobody. They just got way too much on their plate. So they just get another family member to tell them everything that's going on with everybody. Honey, don't try to do it with me. You'll be shamed doing it with me because I'll be like, oh, she doing good. Why don't you call her? She loves to hear from you. You got her number. Let me give you her number. I'm about to send it to you via text. Hang up. Don't play with me. So Tamar gets to the doctor and she's fine, y'all. Everything is clear. She can go back on the road. She can do what she got to do. All she got is, some hairy armpits. But other than that, everything is good. Tamar has a fashion show to do in Little Rock, Arkansas. And she's very excited about the show because it's going to feature items from her Tamar collection. Mainly her shoes is the feature of the show. So she's really excited about it. She shows up and she's talking to the lady, telling the lady that she did a fantastic job on, the setup and all of that. And by the lady, I mean the lady that's, setting up and doing the show. But Tamar's telling her everything looks good and she's really excited about it. That's one thing I do like about Tamar, y'all. For the most part, Tamar does give credit where credit is due. Unless she just don't like you. Then she might not give you any. But for the most part, she does give credit where credit is due. I love to see other women who know how to compliment another woman. I went out last night and the DJ was like, if you're a lady and you're not insecure, stand up and point to 3 women around you that's bad. And I was just like, her, and her. A little bit more than 3, but that, honey, they was all bad. Everybody looked good that night. Y'all know I love me. I love me some black folk and all white. But anyway, Tawanda shows up, okay, because Tawanda says that everybody else was booked and had different things to do on their calendar. And so because her schedule was clear, aka her schedule always clear, y'all, she ain't got nothing to do. That's why Tawanda's able to fly everywhere and be there for everybody because she ain't got nothing to do. You look in her planner, that thing say 21st ain't shit. Excuse me, y'all. Can y'all just allow me one per video? Just one. So anyway, Tamar and Tawanda get together so they can watch the fashion show models kind of do a run-through, a rehearsal of how they gonna walk, y'all. It was a lot. It was a whole bunch of hip and a whole bunch of twirling and popping and snapping and staring down. And it was just a lot. And, Tamar was giving us a whole bunch. Okay, she was giving us everything. She had just got cleared at the doctor, so I guess she was feeling real free. She said she was around the way, Tamar. And if you feel like a twirl, then you do a twirl, honey. Yes, eat it, honey. Yes, do it. Y'all, it was a lot. It was it was more probably than I was going to be able to take if they was going to do it for much longer, but it wasn't too long of a scene, thankfully. But it was a whole bunch of yelling, and I was like, eat it. Are we still talking about? What is she eating? We still talking about the fashion show? I'm lost. I am lost. So Tamar gets out, she's hosting, and they finally showed the Tamar collection. What y'all think? I don't know. Was it the clothes or just the shoes? I was confused about that part because they kept zooming in on the shoes. So was it just the shoes that Tamar does? And another question, how Tamar said that she's always been into fashion. Is that something that y'all, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Is that something that y'all see? When you look at Tamar, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I would have never looked at her and thought that she was always into fashion. I'll leave that there. It's got to be just the shoes because those dresses that they had on, well, they did kind of look, they had that bodycon type look that Tamar likes to wear. I mean, it could have been, y'all. I feel like I'm too close on this table. Trying to get comfortable while I talk to y'all. But yeah, the Tamar collection was cool. What did y'all think? The shoes were okay. I did like one pair of them. Seemed like something I would wear, even though I don't do a whole lot of heels like that. But yeah, I mean, what y'all thought? Y'all tell me what y'all thought about Tamar collection. Well, Tamar collection mad, okay, because she calls Tawanda out for a shout out in the audience, honey. They shine that light and that seat is just as empty. And she don't understand why. Okay, so she go backstage. Tawanda back there chilling, scrolling on Instagram with her feet up, drinking bottles of water or champagne, whatever Tawanda was doing. Y'all know she don't mind her a free drink, okay? That always come up every episode. Who mind the drinks? So, Tamar is just like, what are you doing back here? You supposed to be coming here for me. You came for me. If you come for me, you need to be out here watching me. And Tawanda said, and I did come here for you. I didn't come here. I know you can host. I know you're a good host. I don't have to sit out there and watch that. And I was just like, Tawanda. See, I agree with Tamar on this point. If you're going to come to something I do, then come to something I do. Don't just sit backstage and watch everything. And she was like, well, I just came. I need to see the show. I came for the fashion show. I didn't come to see you host. And Tamar's just like, yeah, but the whole thing is me. Okay, I'm doing the whole thing. They're raising money for this kids charity. And Tawanda's just like, okay, well, my bad. I agree with Tamar, though. If you're going to come here for me, then come out here and watch the show. Don't be sitting back here on your phone, chuckling it up with production. You ain't even got no monitor back here, so you really ain't paid me no mind. And, just chilling, child. That's like working the nursery at the church and then telling me you heard the whole sermon. You ain't heard no sermon. Tamar and Tawanda go out to eat, and this is where Tamar again begins to dig for a little more information. So she tells Tawanda, look, what you be doing creeping out in L.A.? Because I know you be there and don't nobody know. Tawanda kind of had the none of your business type face. And how about Tamar gonna insinuate in the confessionals? I would say you was out here with a man, but I'm not trying to put her out there like that, honey, not like that. And I was just like, oh, Tamar. How you not trying to put her out and you just went ahead and said it? So when she says it to Tawanda at the table, Tawanda, it was weird because she kind of didn't deny it, but she didn't agree to it. It might have been how they edited it, but I was like, all right, Tawanda girl, now don't be spilling all your tea right here at this table in front of all these people. I can't even believe she's still married to that old, y'all, Andre. Oh, he took me through it season 2 and season 3. I was just like, if she'll leave that life right alone because he ain't trying to do nothing right, but he was a good father. Okay, she made sure to make that clear, so we can't take that away from him. But anyway, after this, Tamar is telling Tawanda, I want more kids, Tawanda. I want to have more babies. I want to have more children. Tawanda's shocked by this because she thought that Tamar didn't want any more children, just Logan. But Tamar feels bad about allowing Logan to be by himself and to grow up alone. She doesn't understand why she waited so long to have him and what she's been doing all this time. She says she wants about 5 children. I was like, oh, girl, you need to start now. But Tamar makes some good, valid points. She doesn't want Logan to grow up an only child because she came from a big family. And there was a lot that she learned growing up and as an adult. It has really helped her to have that support and to have her siblings around her, which I've heard a lot of people say that, don't just have one child. They need somebody to play with. They need somebody to grow up with. Because people have even said that to me. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how many people are around your children. Do they got cousins and all of that? So sometimes you don't feel like you grew up alone. I don't know. I can kind of see Tamar's point. Even when I watch the Kardashians, as much as they get on my nerves, I can tell their family had a lot of fun coming up. Same way I used to feel about Rev Run, his show. I loved that family. It was always just so many dynamics and so much fun in the household. T.I. and Tiny. What other shows, y'all, where there's like a big family unit? Just fun, okay? You can tell it's just a lot of fun and just fun to grow up with people who really love and support you. So I understand Tamar's point, but I'm going to just tell you, Tamar, if you in what, your 30s, is it mid or late 30s? Either way, you need to go ahead and get that cracking and, hope you can possibly have a set of twins. Last but not least, y'all, Trina. Trina is trying to get her son together over at Bar Chicks because she got a bad review. And the first thing that they talked about on that review was the host. And the host would be her son. Excuse me, y'all, not the host, okay? Trina pronounces it the host. Y'all, where is that accent coming from that she has? Nobody else has it but her. Is it Baltimore? Is it somewhere else? Like, where did she pick that up from? Now, every time Trina talks, I'm always kind of squinting, trying to figure out why it's not even Valley Girl, okay? At first I thought that's what we were getting. We're not really getting a whole lot of that. It's just a whole bunch of, she puts extra O's in things when she talks. We have to see what all this is about. And the host and the house. I just couldn't understand why. I've never understood why she talks like that. But she's talking to her son, basically telling him, you got to straighten up your act. You got to make sure you look good when you when you get the floors done, make sure you sweep before you mop, son, okay? That doesn't make any sense to mop the dirt around and then not sweep, okay? And he was just looking at her like, well, I was going to get the scuff marks off the floor first. And she was like, you know what, son, come here. Come here, we need to have a deeper conversation. She tell the boy musky, you got to get all that together because you are the first face that people see. Make sure your hair is kempt. All of that, I'm training you to get into this management role in this restaurant, but I need you to do well. I have to treat you like a regular employee, even though you are my son, because I expect nothing but y'all. So Trina meets up with Miss Evelyn and all of her sisters, and she's letting them know that she got a problem with her baby, okay? Mainly her baby son, the 21-year-old. He ain't left the house yet. She needs to figure out how to get him independent and doing for himself as a man because she feels like she babied him too much. And I want to have a conversation really quick. To all of my parents out there, if you don't have teenagers yet, I'm about to give you a tidbit of advice. I don't have any children, but I do have siblings that are very much younger than me. And I've just noticed things as I've gotten older. You really put your children at a disadvantage by spoiling them too much, by giving them everything, by doing too much for them. Okay, spoiling ain't just about money. Okay, spoiling is always washing their clothes, folding their clothes. Cause some of y'all, let your children sleep with you till they about 11. Cooking for every single thing for them, buying everything for them. All of those kind of things, they add up, and sometimes they can create an individual who doesn't know how to do anything for themselves. And the worst thing that you can do is create an adult who is dependent on. So you want to make sure that you're creating and you're raising strong people who are going to be strong, independent adults one day. Okay, it ain't never too early to start, exhibiting some habits and traits of being independent from you. Okay, you want them to grow up. You don't want them to always rely on you, especially with Trina, with her sons. It's really a big deal for them. And I'm not saying it's not a big deal for girls, y'all. I'm just saying, men, one day you are going to have to be the head of your own household. You know what I mean? One day you're going to have to run your own household. So you have to be able to be strong and be able to work and be able to make decisions and be able to do. Trina girl, I don't know. I don't want to say it's too late. I mean, 21, yeah, it's going to be a hard lesson for him anyway, no matter how you do it, because he's 21 and he's never had the experience before. I ain't telling you to kick him out, although I feel like Tamar was just like, let him pay rent. Shoot. Let him do this, let him do that. And here comes Trina, I don't want to have my son paying rent to his mother in his own house. His house, y'all. His house, Trina. But she gonna figure it out, y'all. In the meantime, somebody was like, well, why don't you ask Daddy about it? And Trina's just like, no. And even Tony was just like, Dad is a jokester. I would never be able to call him and take him seriously on any advice that he gave me. And this is when it comes up that their dad did show up for Tracy's surgery. She was there. I remember Tamar, I forgot to mention it earlier, when Tawanda said that Tracy did well in her surgery and that Michael and Dad were there. Tamar was like, Daddy was there? It's like she was really surprised that he had shown up, and it almost felt like a tinge of, oh man, he showed up for her like that? I mean, he don't never show up for me. Like, she didn't say that, but that's kind of like the way her voice sounded, like she was really surprised. And borderline, did y'all hear some hurt in it? I heard a little bit of hurt. But the girls are sitting there talking, and Trina just basically says that her and her dad had to have a conversation, okay, about how he didn't show up to her wedding. And basically, he was doing what the wife wanted him to do. Trina was thinking it was because she wasn't famous enough, because he came to Tracy's and Tawanda's and Tony and Tamar's wedding. But now y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but Trina's been married longer than Tamar, and Tracy's been married longer than Trina. So I was just like, if he showed up to Tracy's, okay, well, y'all didn't really become famous until, when did this show come out, y'all? 2010, 2011. So I didn't really know where she was coming from with that. But anyway, the daddy apologized. He was there to walk her down the aisle for her second wedding to Gabe. And I was just like, child, boo. And what a farce that was. But, yeah, they had a conversation, and they basically, they have some feelings about their dads. You can definitely tell. That's another thing I want to talk about. Men, you make sure that you are a constant in your children's lives, okay? Don't just decide to get missing at any point in time, because Miss Evelyn was even just like, Braxton is living his own life. But yeah, y'all, that was it. We're gonna get to some more next week. Look like it's gonna be like a little filler episode. Nothing really gonna be happening, but that is all, you guys. Thank you for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if y'all can tell on this camera, but I'm sleepy. My eyes are very, very low, so I'm about to go see if I can kick back for a little bit. Y'all have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching, and thanks again for being here. Bye.